As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Shalom, family. Hope everybody's doing well today. Everyone's doing good. Hope everyone has had a blessed day and hope you have had a blessed week. You guys see hopefully you can see the screen. And before I talk about anything that's on the screen, I have to give the Father his just due. Somewhere in the book says he's the author and the finisher of our faith. And so we must give him all the glory and all the honor and all the praise that he is due, because he is due it all. Put a one up if you believe that he is due all honor, glory, and praise. Because without him, without the Father having our back, we would have been wiped off the map long time ago. Matter of fact, we wouldn't even be here because our ancestors' would have got wiped off the map. He then been gunning for you from day one, since the beginning. Ain't that something? You come out the womb, he then gunning for you. You going to the grave, he's still gunning for you. Still spitting, calling you the N-word and all that foolishness, right? So, Father, we lift you up. We give you all the glory and all the praise, because without you, there wouldn't be none of us. And we thank you, like the book say, for choosing us. Books say many are called, but few are chosen. We thank you for choosing us this day. And when I mean us, I mean the whole house, the northern and the southern kingdom, according to what the books say. Thank you, Father. Shalom, family. Greetings to you. Greetings to everyone in the chat. It's good to be with you again on another episode of Kingdom Conversations. And I had planned on doing something different, but I read an email from a brother I believe he's in overseas. I want to call. Jamaica, or even somewhere in Africa. And I should have had this written down on my notes, but at any rate, after reading the brother's email, I kind of paradigm shifted on what it was I was going to talk about today, because I was going to have it open mic as we gear up and prepare for the nuclear bomb that's going to drop on the 27th, this coming Sun God Day. And the nuclear bomb is going to be pointed. Is more than one nuke, but this particular neutron bomb, it's a neutron bomb. It's not a nuke. Neutron bomb. What neutron bombs do is that when it's exploded, it kills all the flush, but it leaves all the buildings and everything intact. Ain't that something? Neutron bomb. So when this neutron bomb drop, anyone that's holding on to the tenets of what we call Christianity will be nuked right along with it. But the beautiful thing is that once you get neutron, you can still come into the fold under the banner of the truth of the book, and going and living and doing what the book say. Book say, how do you get faith? How the book say you get faith? By hearing the word of the Father. Y'all be look that precept up and put it in. I can go find it. One of y'all could go find it and drop it in faster than I can. So I bid you all hello, bid you all shalom, peace and blessings to the whole house. To the whole house. The northern and the southern kingdom is represented in this chat. We don't know who's who, but according to the book, we know that we the people of the book. Why? Because we fit everything, every prophecy that's in there, we fit. Every single one. And that's one thing that we hold on to here at Salt of the Earth. We hold on to the more sure word. Books say the more sure word of prophecy. And what they talking about is that's the Father's word. He say when he speak his word, it'll never come back void. His word, once he spoke it, is still resonating around this earth. And it's going to accomplish what he wanted it to accomplish. So I'm going to do like we normally do and greet the family. And again, like I said, it's good to be with you all, family. It really, truly is. This reminds me of, matter of fact, it's even better because we're not cold, but when we used to be out there street teaching, and this reminds me of that, where you go before the people and You got to go before them in spirit and in truth, and you can't be lying. You can't be prophesying. You can't be coming out your own brain. You got to be coming to what I tell you all the time and what y'all tell me. You got to come with what the book say, and that's it, and that's all. If you're not coming with what the book say, you do not need to be on the mic. You do not need to be on YouTube, and as the book say, your mouth should be stopped, and it will be stopped. Right? So, family, we're going to start at the top like we normally do and work our way down. And then after that, we're going to do a little bit of house cleaning. House cleaning meaning we're going to talk about future shows and that kind of stuff, right? So, Jason Philip McCauley, shalom to you, brother. Good seeing you. Good seeing you putting up the good fight like I see you. I see all you brothers and sisters on different channels, and I must say that it's a blessing to see that because there's a lot of Israelites that have a lot of good information. And it's a beautiful thing to see the good information that's coming out. Whether I agree with all of it or not, that's irrelevant. But the Father's moving in this hour, so it's good to see. Mariah, shalom to you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. My brother Keith, how you doing, Mr. Keith Wilkerson? Brother, how you doing? Peace and blessings to you and to your family. Hope your family's doing well. My brother Darnell Blackshear, peace and blessings to you. And hopefully you got that response email and we're late getting back to you. And I apologize for that. And the brothers apologize for that. And so check that email and we'll figure out how we're going to craft and construct that. But hopefully you'll be able to participate in that. I'm looking forward to that. Michelle Y, shalom and blessings to you, sis. Good to see you. Sister Katrina Brown, faithful sister, how you doing? Peace and blessings to you, sis. Hope all is well. Peace and blessings, Paula Lawrence, all the way from down under. Where's my mate, Ralph Wolf? Anyway, peace and blessings to you. Peace and blessings to my brother. I said shalom if he is not available. Peace and blessings to the family. And also peace and blessings to those in Grenada and the UK and our brothers and sisters, really the whole dispersed all over the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and blessings, Brother Jason Carver. Shalom and blessings to you, brother. Hope you are doing well today, faithful brothers. Good to see you. Shebrew Yah, shalom, shalom and blessings to you, sis. Peace and blessings to you. Forever yours, Yah, shalom, shalom, shalom. Hope you are well. Yvette Rivera, shalom, sis. Hope you are doing well. Peace and blessings to you. Zadak Yahoo, and please forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right, and if I mess any of these names up, y'all know I need to get saved. So please forgive me for that. I need the zigzag man to save me because I don't know how to read. Brother Hal Goodwin, peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope you are well and refreshed, and that the Most High has been blessing you and your family above and beyond what you can even imagine. Mariah, if I didn't catch you, I catch you again. Peace and blessings to you, sis. Diane Gardner Young, shalom. Peace and blessings to you, faithful sister. Hope all is well with you. Sister Bornbo, peace and blessings, sis. Peace and blessings. Hope you have been doing well. Hope all is well with you. And you haven't blown up anything, which I know you will blow up stuff in the chat. Come hard hitting with those hard hitting precepts and the hard hitting truth. We appreciate you, sis. Good to see you. Let me see. Have I gotten everybody? TC Rowland, shalom to you, brother, all the way from the Philippines. It's a blessing to have the dispersed is everywhere. And it's good to see the dispersed chiming in and coming in and participate. It's a blessing to see you, brother. Good to see you. And drop the time in so that we can know what time it is for you, because this is definitely a commitment, you coming in and spending time with the family at this hour. Donovan Ben Judah, shalom and blessings to you, brother. Hope you are well and hope the Father has been keeping you and blessing you above and beyond what you could ever imagine. Brother E, hope all is well. Peace and blessings, bro. Hope you have been doing well today. And I'm going to drop the link in for you if you want to join on or if you want to chime in. you know that you are more than welcome at any time. Matter of fact, everyone in the chat is more than welcome to hit the link and chime in, and we'll bring you in. And that's what Kingdom Conversations is all about. Really, the whole Salt of the Earth platform is about allowing you to speak and allowing you to speak what's on your mind. That's why I always tell you, bring your precepts so that you can drop them in when the Spirit moves you to drop something. And if we're not engaged, we'll definitely put them up. Sis, I love you. You know I'm just playing with you, so I know you don't take your big bro serious. And yeah, do what the sister said here. Y'all hit the like button. Those of you who decided to partake. And so, hold on a second. I got some more people coming in. Shalom, brother Yash. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are energized and refreshed, and that the Father and the Ruach HaKodesh and Mashiach, your advocate, is doing you above and beyond that you couldn't even imagine. That's really my prayer for everybody, that the Father is doing above and beyond even what He even told us. Like that precept that brother E brings out all the time, where we not even gonna understand, and we gonna be afraid when we see what He has for us. On your black shirt, we don't need religion. Okay, we gonna get to that, bro. We gonna get to that because we're gonna have some conversations about some questions, and that's how we're gonna frame it. But we gonna get. I'm gonna say that as the lead off, brother. Trust and believe that. T trust Yah, shalom, sis. Good to see you. Welcome into the family. I haven't seen you before. And forgive me, it's a memory thing, so I'm sure you've been around. But peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. Hope your family is well. Let me see here. Daniela Abad Israel. Shalom from the Dominican, all the way from the Dominican Republic. Shalom, brother. This is the dispersed, the true book people. People of the book. Yes, sir. That's what he made them shirts, LSC. I want to see the shirt that say we the book. Yep, y'all know I love saying that because we the book people. We disperse. He said, where he say he disperses us to wherever he says, y'all go get that precept. Go get it. Where he send us to. Wherever he sent us to. Peace and blessings to you. Welcome, 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 welcome on board. Sons of Yahuwah, peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope you are well. Hope all is well with you and the Father is doing you excellent. I want excellent for my family because we deserve it. We done been through 2,000 years of hell. How come we can't? How come the heathen gets to have all the great blessings of the earth, run the earth, destroy the earth, while we sitting around waiting for the sweet by and by? And we don't get to get no good tidings, nothing good. But that's not true because that's not according to the book. Lion Warrior of Yah. I can't. Let me see. Amani Na Baraka Familia. Hope I got that right. And if I got close, man, you can shoot something to my cash app. Percy Lola. Yah bless. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. For yours, Yah, as God has clearly spoken in the scripture prophetic messages where he points out that payback is coming in the future in Joel 4, 1 through 14. Khan. Love Joel 1 through 14. Love that. Okay, so I think I got everybody. No, please don't ever do that. But yes. At any rate, I think I've gotten everybody. And if I miss anybody, please forgive me. You can, as my brother, Pastor Kelly says, and we love Pastor Kelly over here. We love his ministry. And if you guys don't know who it is, I can drop his link in. But we love Pastor Kelly's ministry and we love him too. But like he always says, charge it to my head and not my heart. And lastly, Shalom, Rochelle, Yah's daughter. Tell mom we said hello as well and tell her thank you for the good music. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of house cleaning, what I call. But before I do that, what I need to do is I need to take what's on the screen off the screen. So let me do that. And what I mean by house cleaning is just go in and make some points about the show that's coming up, the documentary that's coming up. and it'll be here this coming Sun God Day. So the first day of the week, it will be here. And let me get this up on the screen so that I could show the fam. And so for those of you who don't know, we've been working on a documentary for the last several months. And if you know the 400-year prophecy, if you haven't seen that documentary, it would be wise for you to take a look at it, because that really shows the type of work and commitment and the level of professionalism and expertise that goes into these productions. So it's not just a matter of getting together a few scripture, getting some music, and getting some commentary and mashing that all together. No, everything has to be thoroughly planned and thought out as if you were doing an actual documentary, which it is an actual documentary. But we go through painstakingly uh, time and effort, a lot of effort and time. And that's really one of the reasons why you don't see your brother Banya, because he's working diligently background behind the scenes, making sure that everything is trump tight, the information is trump tight. We cross our T's and dot our I's. Shalom, Smitty. Peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope you are well as well. Shalom to you. But getting back to this, so there's a lot that goes into these documentaries. If you look at the if you have some time, take some time and go back and look at the documentary concerning the 400 years. And that will give you can look at the playlist. That'll give you an idea of the effort that goes into these. But getting back to the issue at hand, or the lesson at hand, which is this one that's coming up on the 27th. Now, the idea is that what we're doing and what we're about is we're about our people first and foremost. And we care about our people, we love our people. We hate the position that we're in, but we've accepted the position that we're in because it's book. If the Father says he's going to whoop your tail, guess what? He going to do that. And it's not going to be anything that's going to stop it. So again, what we're about is we're about our family. We're about giving our family truth, the truth according to what the book says, not what we think, not our opinion, not by what Pastor so and so says. No, it has to be what the book says. So the whole idea behind Christianity was really, when you've done the study, was really to supplant true Israel. And that was the whole idea behind that. And then you have that idea, but then a paradigm to that is that once you replace true bloodline Israel, who and what do you replace them with? So the whole idea of supersessionism and this show is really going to expose a lot of what you think you know about Christianity, and a lot of what you think you know about the religion, and how I refer to the religion as being the broad gate, because it is the broad gate to destruction. So I'm going to lay off of that, and I'm going to do a little bit more house cleaning. When you guys get a chance, make sure that you guys go through the different playlists that we have. And my brother E does a show every Tuesdays and Fridays called Wake Up Jacob. Here's his playlist. And the brother is a awesome teacher of the book, and it's a blessing to have him on. And it's a blessing when he comes through, because you're definitely going to get meat. And not only are you going to get meat, but you're also going to have fun. We did the show last night. If you guys get a chance, check it out. There was a lot of, we have fun, but this particular show here, Wake Up Jacob, White Privilege and Christianity. If you get a chance, take a look and listen to that, fam, because that was that in my opinion, it was edifying, a real edifying show. So I'm gonna move off of that, and again, that's your brother Ebri. and he's on Tuesdays and Fridays and different times on each one. Forgive me because I don't know the time, but you could charge that to my head, and you could probably say I need Jesus or something like that. So today's topic of du jour is being in. No, that's not even correct. That's the name of this slide. Now, did you guys all see this slide that you're looking at right now? This was part of the community page, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, sis. That's that and here's the interesting thing, sis, that even happens amongst Israel. Because Israel, and we're going to get into this, because really this is really laser guided at all of us, those within and those without. Those within should know better. But that's neither here nor there, but we will get to that. Matter of fact, I'm going to scroll up to the next brother's comment if I can find it, so I won't be called a liar because I said I was going to lead off with that. And so let me get to that. So the idea of being an Israelite and being a Christian, because the awakening has brought on a whole host of not only questions, but it has brought on a whole host of mindset, some steeped in fear, some steeped in ignorance, right? Because if you're afraid to let go, that's fear. But you could be afraid to let go because of ignorance, because no one has actually taught you or mentioned the truth to you. Now I'm speaking right now specifically about those that actually know that their bloodline Israel, but continue to say that they're uh, part of the broad gate, or what I like to term byword. Most people don't understand that the idea of being called that term is actually a byword. Now, if you guys go to community page, and I'm going to share the screen. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing the screen and go to our community page. That image that you just saw was up, and we just put that image up, and we asked the question at the bottom. Um, if being an Israelite is about culture and heritage, and Christianity is about religion, then why do I need religion? So that was the question. And if put in those terms, one should be able to come to the conclusion that, you know what, I really don't need Christianity, because not only is it a byword, but the thought that it has nothing to do with anything at all. It definitely doesn't have nothing to do with Mashiach, has zero to do with the Father, nothing to do with your faith, nothing to do with baptism, circumcision, any of that. So fam, here's what we're going to do today. I've got a whole host of questions, and no, they're not in the form of a PowerPoint, but I've got a ton of questions that I'm going to ask the family. And what I want the family to do is I really want to get a response from you. And this is how we're going to build today. I'm going to put up a question, and I'm going to ask the question, and then it's up to you guys to block that user. No, it's not up to you guys to block that user, but it is up to you all to come either with precepts or give me some thoughts as to why. And also, I will put the link in for those of you who are so bold enough to jump in. And it's not really a matter of being bold, but we do love it when the family jumps in and speaks their piece on something, whether we agree with it or not. And that's really not really the point. We just love fellowshipping and hearing from the family. And that's why I always tell the family to bring your precepts so that you can edify everyone, because you never know. You may be showing something, male or female, doesn't matter. You may be showing someone something that they may or may not have known that I may or may not bring up. So the whole paradigm of being a Israelite and talking about your culture and heritage. So as we normally do, we're going to look up some definitions, right? So I'm going to put the mic down, and I think I need to put on some music too, put some background music on. Give me a minute. Okay, so we got some little bit of something going on in the background. Hopefully it's not too uh, obstructive so that the family can hear me and hear me clearly. It should be pretty faint. Put a one up if it's faint enough where you can hear it and it's not disturbing. Put a one up, please. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna be typing into the interweb so I can get my definition set. So, let's see here. Okay, so fam, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look up the definition of heritage. And please forgive me, I can be boring at times, I know that, but I think it's important that we always start off with what we normally do, and that's getting definitions to terms so that we can be on the same page in terms of thought, right? And that we're not just assuming that we may know something or know what something means. So I always preface that and give that disclaimer that we're always going to be looking up definitions and figuring out what words mean, because as you know, the whole English language is a trick, and that goes without saying. So let's look up the definition of heritage. So number one, definition of heritage one: property that descends to an heir. Hmm, okay, paid site. So that's number one: property that descends to an heir. Number two, something that's transmitted by or acquired from a predecessor. Legacy, inheritance. Remember those. Remember those: legacy and inheritance, and acquired, right? Property. The battlefields are part of our heritage. As an example, the battlefields are part of our heritage and should be preserved. And also tradition. Number three, something possessed as a result of one's natural situation of birth, birthright. So all of these should be familiar to everyone, right? So this should give us a pretty good understanding of what a heritage is. This one is key: your birthright. Okay? Think about that. Think about when the father said, somebody put this precept up, you will discontinue from your heritage. I need someone to put that precept in the chat box. You will discontinue from your birthright. You will discontinue from your legacy. You will discontinue from your tradition. You will discontinue from your inheritance. Think of it that way, right? You will discontinue of everything that the Father gave you. So that's the definition of heritage. Conversely, we need to look at so we can show the contrast, the definition of Christianity. And hopefully this has spell check. And I'm gonna go ahead and type it in. Hopefully it give it to me. Hopefully I spelled it right. Christianity. The word isn't in the dictionary, but that word is. Okay. See, that's why I said I hope it had spell check. Oh, you know what? I missed somebody. Mr. Thorpe, brother. My apologies, brother. I see you. Hope all is well with you. Hope you've been well. And I know the Father's been blessing you. I know He has. All praises to the Father. Thank you. So the definition of Christianity. So Christianity is a religion. The religion derived from, and that's not true, but the religion derived from something based on the Bible as sacred scripture and professed by Eastern Roman Catholic and Protestant bodies. Now, here's a question, fam. Where are you in either of these two? Are you in the Eastern Roman Catholic? Or are you in the Protestant bodies? Okay. Have a think about that. Number two, conformity to the Christian religion, the practice of Christianity. So, I mean, after reading this definition, I have a question. What is the practice of Christianity? And the reason why I asked that is because if they were consistent, and I heard someone in the UA community say that there's so much mess going on over there with the Israelites and they have too many things that they're inconsistent on, right? But Christianity can make an even bigger claim. Christianity has over, look at all of these different things that they have, the different traditions: Western Catholic, Protestant, Anabaptist, Anglican, Baptist, Evangelical, Holiness, Lutheran, Methodist, Moravian, Pentecostal, Quaker, Reform. And that's just in the Western. Then you got Eastern, then you got Restorationists. So you got all of these different clickers, right? But then the kicker is if you Google the question and ask Google, how many Christian denominations are there? Right? How many Christian denominations? And so we're going to Google that together. How many Christian denominations? How many Christian denominations are there in the world today? Somebody asked, why does Christianity have so many different denominations? Right there are more than 45,000 denominations globally. But you got one faith, you got one baptism, you got one book, you got one Father, you got one Mashiach, you got one Ruach. So how do you get out of that 45,000 different denominations globally? Can somebody help me out in the chat, please? How do you get that? So that means that if, as an example, let's say that Yash and I have a disagreement about something, and me and him started one of these cliques called a Pentecostal church, right? And me and Yash have a falling out. Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to say, okay, Yash, I disagree with you. I'm going to go and start my own brand. I'm going to start my own flavor of Christianity, right? So we saw the definition, and if you guys get a chance, go to the wiki, and this will take you down a whole nother rabbit hole, but it's very telling. There's a lot of good information here. And of course, all the iconography is people that look like Cesar Borgia, of course. But hey, what do you expect that he's the? Oh, and there he is. Shika is either Charles Manson or the Zigzag Man. Take your flavor, take your pick here. Take your pick on which one you like. You got Charles Manson, and then you got the Zigzag Man. Then you got some dude looking like he wanted to get locked up, but his hair just couldn't do it. The only people that can really grow locks the right way are those that have that hair that's curled like coils in a either in a vacuum or an electronic device, which is used to transmit energy. But we're not going to even get into that. So, family, when you get a chance, look up the phraseology of Christianity. Now, what I am going to show you is I'm going to show you all of the questions that I have briefly. And then I'm going to get into it. I've got a whole Word document of all these questions, and we're going to ask and we're going to get into them tonight. Now, notice how I moved them off the screen because I don't want you guys to be cheating. So we'll move them off the screen and then I'll ask. So I'm going to move up to the top because I moved up to the bottom. So we know what heritage is and we know what Christianity is. Now, I'm going to ask some questions, and I'm going to ask you all these questions from a position as if I don't know, and I want to see if you all can answer them. If you can't, that's great. If you can't, that's great. Let me see here. I think you find Christianity in Matthew 7:13. The why yeah, that is absolutely correct, and that's what we teach here. That is absolutely 100% correct. And I'm going to remove that because that's actually still in some of the punchline. But no, you're absolutely correct about that. So, if I ask the question, for instance, how old is Christianity? How old would we say that Christianity is? It's about 2,000 years, something like that. Can't be 2,000 because the book says they were first called Christians in Antioch, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were Christians. Christian was a byword that was used, no different than calling them the N word. Another precept is Jeremiah 17:4 will be Lamentations 5:2. Thank you for those. Thank you for those, bro. My man said he looked like Manson. Okay. Charles Manson it is. Say he looked like Charles Manson of the Zigzag Man. Pull up a picture of the Zigzag Man and you'll start cracking up. And only reason why I know that is not because I smoke, because I don't smoke or nothing like that. But all of y'all haven't been saved. And matter of fact, I can read through the chat and see that none of y'all are saved. I already know without even getting into it. So, how old is Christianity is a question, right? Because if it's something that's part of our heritage, shouldn't it be as old as the New Testament? Or shouldn't it be as old as the Old Testament? And shouldn't it be contained there? There should be a precept or two or five that point me to this religion, right? If someone can find a precept in the old, what is called, let's use the terms, the law, the Psalms, and the prophets and Proverbs. If you can find something there that can point me to Christianity, I will go with it and I will believe in it and I will rock with it. Notwithstanding the 45,000 different denominations, please show me where I can get that information on Christianity. Show me where I can find that, and I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep asking these questions. And as I ask these questions, if you guys have answers, great. If you don't, great. If you want to jump in, that's great too. If you don't, then shame on you and you need to get saved. But anyway, we already asked the question, how old is it? Now the question is who created it? And we're asking who created Christianity. That's the question. Where did this thing come from? Because the book says they were first called Christians. It didn't say they were Christians. It said they were called that. So when was this thing created? Shalom, Sister Carolyn Gannon. Good to see you. When was it created and who created it? And then also I want you guys to take these questions and not only take them with you, but ask your pastor. Not only ask your pastor, ask your family and friends. Ask them who created it. We got some answers here. We got Constantine. Sister Bombo said Rome. My brother said Constantine, so that's synonymous. That's the same. Shalom, Gregory. Peace and blessings, brother. Good to see you. I like when our family uses a Hebrew word with the term saints, because you guys know where we stand on that. Who are the saints? Who are the saints? The saints are the Israelites, the book people, according to the Testament of old, right? Al Goodwin says, seems it was created in Antioch as a byword. That's correct, my brother. That is absolutely correct. That's 100% correct. So let's keep it pushing. Let's see where I am with my questions. So we got that question out. We got who created it. Now, the saints are the Hebrew Israelites. That's what the book says. Your brother not saying that. He go by what the books say, and that's what he. And I always say that they co-opted this phrase and they use this and they connect it with the church when the saints is those Israelites. People talking about the saints is them Israel, them book people that they talk about. The Father say, I chose you. He say, find that precept where he say he surnamed you. What he surname you? Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. So now we've asked some questions about Christianity. Now I want to ask some questions about heritage. And this one, I do want everybody who's in earshot to bring me some precepts. Now, the question is, when you talk about heritage, who gave you your heritage? Who gave it to you? Should be a simple answer, right? Who gave the Israelites their heritage? Got a Constantine started Christianity. The question is, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? See if I can do this. I'm going to try to see. Let's see here. This question is, who gave you your heritage? I'm going to try some fancy trick. I said I would do this. See if this will work. So I'm going to put that in there like that, right? And then after we drop it in, we're going to do that. Okay. Yeah, I like how that worked. Okay. So the question is, who gave you your heritage? And we have one person saying the Elohim. Okay, that's a good answer. That is the answer. Greg says the Most High, and the sister says the Most High. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Michelle Y says the Most High. So you got so we're in agreements then that the Father gave us the heritage, and the brother drops a precept. Let me get my Bible up for the precept dropper so that hold on a second. E, matter of fact, E, if you want to jump in, you can jump in at any time. I'm gonna give me a minute, fam. I need to get my Bible up so that I can bring the be able to bring the precepts up as they are dropped. Because I don't like paraphrasing, and if someone drops it, we should be able to see it. So we got what is it, Jeremiah 17:1 through 4, and we're gonna go to that. Let me see here. Did I call the right one? Jeremiah 17:1 through 4. Bear with me, family. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna share the screen, bro, and then I'm gonna read it. Um, actually, screen's already being shared. What you doing, bro? Can you guys see that? You guys see the screen? Okay. Okay. So Jeremiah 17:1. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. Number 2, whilst their children remember their altars and their groves by the green tree upon the high hills. Verse 3, O my mountain in the field, I will give thy substance and all thy treasures to the spoil, and the high places for sin throughout all thy borders. Verse 4, and thou, even thy shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. This precepts perfectly with Genesis. Genesis 13, was it 13, 15, 13 through 14, through 15, sorry. Precepts perfectly with that, right? Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you for dropping that. We got some more in here. Sister Born Bold. Let me see if I can put that up. Hopefully the fam could see it. Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of children of Israel. Khan. Let's see here. Bediah, beloved Israel, Galatians 3:29. And if ye be of Christ, the ye are the seed of Abraham and heirs according to the promise. Khan. That's what the book say. So you got to go with it. Smitty Q. Paul, Ecclesiasticus 17:11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance. The law of life. So, Smitty, listen to that verse, what that verse says. The verse says that the law is life. But the broad gate tells you to the law is done away with. So are they saying that, okay, you do away, you still got life? Ecclesiastes 17:11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge. and the law of life for a heritage. The law of life is LSC, the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you live your life. That's how your life is governed. That's how you know you love the Father, not your salvation. How you know you love the Father. Somebody go get that one. And that's why I love Israel, because this hour, Israel is not playing. I say it all the time. Israel is not playing around with this book. The heathen cannot pull the wool over our eyes anymore. That time is over with. Because 7 and 18, who is of the Father like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He calling us his heritage. Not only is did he give us our heritage, but he's saying that the remnant is his heritage. That's powerful right there. He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. So we are the ones that are going to see the mercy of the Father when he executes the second Exodus on the earth. And we are actually seeing what he's doing to these nations right now. So it's a beautiful thing. Another precept about heritage is Jeremiah 12 and 14. So thanks a lot for that, brother. I'm going to put that up right there, but I'm going to keep rocking out on these questions, right? So we got discontinued from your heritage. And so we know who took it from us. Who took the heritage from us? The same one who gave it to us. We know who gave us the but who took it from you? That's a question. I'll put the question in the chat. Who took your heritage from you? Did the heathen take it from you? Did the zigzag man take it from you? Who took your heritage from you? Who took it? Should be able to tell me who took it. That's a very easy answer. I don't even know if that's a question. You bring this precept out. If you love me, you shall guard my commandments. That's Yochanan 14 and 15. If you love him, you keep his commandments. Somebody go get Revelation 14. Was it 14 and 12 the one I want? Where the book talk about, I bring this one up all the time, where it talks about the patience of the saints. Huh? So you can't do away with Mashiach. When the book say, here's the patience of the saints. Somebody go get that precept for me out of Revelation 14. I know that's where it's at. Who took it from you? All our war going on in Ukraine right now. That's right. All praise to the Father. Thank you, Father, for the war in Ukraine. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. That means he's near. Father's near. That means our exodus is near. See all these calamities. What? 1 John 5 and 3. For this another one I want. Thank you, Maria. 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of the Father, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Somebody telling you not to keep the Father's word, and the word is telling you it's not grievous to do that, you a liar. You a straight up liar. I don't care what your name is. And I don't care how many people in your church. You teaching somebody that the law is done away with, you a liar. Point blank. And I was out on the street saying the same thing. Exactly how I'm saying it now. No, nothing's changed. Only thing that's changed now is I'm in front of a computer. But trust and believe, if somebody would have came to us talking about the law is done away with, they would have got a call, a liar to their face. And if you don't believe me, ask my brother Banya. Because I'm the bad cop, he's the good cop. So let's keep rocking out. And you guys dropping them precepts and see Israel's not playing around with this book. Heathen better be aware. Israel know this book now. So now let's look at some of the. Somebody pull up Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, I'll pull up Deuteronomy 28. Pull up Deuteronomy 28, and we all know Deuteronomy 28 1 through 14, right? Well, no, we don't know 1 through 14. We don't have it committed to memory, but we know 16 through 68. We know those down code, right? So if you look at the book of Deuteronomy, and if you look at 15 through 68, we definitely fulfill those prophetically. What other people on the earth fulfill the book of Deuteronomy verbatim? Who fulfills the book of Deuteronomy, right? And so if we fulfill the book of Deuteronomy and we're the downtrodden, we're the dispersed, and we're continually oppressed, guess what, fam? That's all a part of our heritage. Prophetically speaking and speaking from a heritage perspective, you being trodden down, you experiencing all of this stuff from 14 all the way through 6 to 68. And we ran the numbers before. That's a lot. Matter of fact, there's more curses than blessings, right? Way more. It's like if I'm gonna give you these, I'm gonna give you all these good tidings in 1 through 14, but as soon as y'all, I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna mop the floor with you, but then I'm gonna bring you back. Isn't that something? That's an awesome Father. He loves us so that He gave to us, He took from us, and then He's going to give it back. But now, fam, look at the whole chapter as being your heritage. So when it says, when the book says it will be a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, then that means that within your DNA, the blessings and the curses are already built in. That's the only way it could be a sign and a wonder. And upon your seed forever, in your DNA forever. We carry that in our code, and they know this because they've decoded the whole genome, right? So here's another question that I have now. So now we're gonna move. Oh yeah, before I ask that question, I'm gonna ask this. Uh, in the Old Testament, or the Old Testament people of the book, here's my question: what was their religion? What was their religion? Our ancestors. Let's say Moses, Daniel. So, what was our ancestors' religion? And really, it's more or less a rhetorical question, right? So, I'm put the question up, and then I'm going to share with everyone. So, what ancestors? What was their religion? So, what was our ancestors' religion? And was our ancestors' religion? That kills it right there. Sister said, "What religion? What religion did Ezekiel have?" Shalom, brother. Good to see you. The link is out there. I'll drop the link in for you if you want to join in. You know, you are more than welcome to chime in. Matter of fact, all of you are welcome, more than welcome to chime in and speak your piece. What was your religion? Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask these questions. I'm gonna ask them in succession since we're talking about this. This is gonna be a dumb question. What was Mashiach's religion? We got some LLLs. Okay, so please forgive me if I spell these wrong. I'm gonna ask these. I'm gonna drop these. Okay, so they didn't have a religion. Okay, so were any of these brothers Christian? Was Mashiach a Christian? So y'all saying they didn't have? So was Mashiach a Christian? What about Daniel, Isaiah, John, Matthew, or Luke? Was any of them Christians? Huh? Which one of them in the Old Testament, in the law, the Psalms, and the prophets, Enoch and them, the missing books? How many of them called themselves Christian, or what religion did they have? If you saying no to Mashiach, they say they named it after him, right? They named it after him, right? But here's the problem. Did he tell them to do that? Did he tell them to create a whole new construct after a byword, Christian, Christ? Did he tell them to do that? I'm seeing some interesting answers here. I'm seeing a lot of no's. Bloodline. Nope. Rochelle, Sister Rochelle fired up right now. I'm sorry, sis. I hope tell Mom I said hi. Tell Big Mom I said hi. I don't want you mad at me. Sister Rochelle fired up now. She fired up right now. None, they walked away. And my other sister, she you could give it to them all you want, and you could jump in too if you want. Bottom line. So, fam, I got to get back to that question, because if Mashiach himself didn't call himself that, that means that some human made up a name and said, okay, this is what it is, Christianity. It's a made up name. Our ancestors gave it away. Okay. Let's read this one. Revelation 13. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. This is the one I called for earlier. Thank you, Yash. Appreciate you, brother. Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. Con. See, we got Kings 2 and 17. So, and we got some Baruch. Y'all tossing them out there, boy. Y'all being way too fast. But here's what I want to say. You know what their religion was? And it wasn't a religion. It was part of their culture and heritage. They didn't have a religion. That's the punchline, and y'all know that. It was a rhetorical question, but they did not have a religion. The only thing they had was the law, statutes, and commandments. That's it. They didn't have this man-made thing called the broad gate, which is a byword. They didn't have the byword. Isaiah 45 and 4, for the sake of Jacob, my servant in Israel, my chosen one, I call you by my name. This is what I called for earlier. Thank you. Thank you, Zadok Yahoo. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. I have given you a title of honor, though you have not known me. Wow. That's cold. He gave it to you anyway. So he, that's just showing again, once again, how much he loved you. Somewhere in the book, y'all go get it. He chasing those that he loved. So how long we been getting chasing, fam? 2,000 years? I saw one of my brother, and shout out to my brothers Tail and them. They ran the numbers, and it's funny. I was thinking about, well, we've been about 2 racks since Mashiach done left here, right? Or somewhere thereabouts. We should already pass 2 racks, but they had some numbers that they brought out, and I appreciate them, brothers. Shout out to them brothers as well, putting in that great work. And so, let's get back to my questions, because family, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm trying to understand what this whole okay, so the awakening. Let's talk about that. But before we go that, I have another question. Who in the whole book called themselves Christian? Can anyone find anyone in the book that called themselves that? And so what I'm doing is I'm asking all of these questions as a point of record and reference, because quiet is kept, fam. Everything that we do and everything that we say is actually a testimony against the whole earth, and it's also a testimony against the heathen, and it's also a testimony against the broad gate. So the question that I have is that, for that matter, who in the whole book called themselves Christians? Did anyone do it? Somebody go find me a precept. I saw where in Antioch it says they were first called that. But as we stated earlier, none of the prophets called themselves a Christian. What do you think the prophets, when they see, or if they ever get a chance to see into this realm, when they see Israelites running around talking about they Christian, what do you think the elders and the ancestors say if they happen to see this? Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. What does the Father say when he sees this? What does Mashiach say when he sees this? And we're gonna get into the spirituality stuff, because I got some questions about that too. What do you think Mashiach says when he sees Chris? I never told him to do that. Who told us to do that, fam? Where do we get that from? Who pushed that on us? Where do we get that from? Huh? Who gave us who gave us this? Because clearly it's disconnected from the book. It's not connected to it because I can't find it nowhere. What does the book say? Somebody go get it for me. Line up on line, precept on precept. I should be able to find references to the broad gate in Torah talking about our people will be following this as part of their culture and heritage, right? I should be able to find Christianity in the Torah, the Psalms, the prophets, and all of the pseudegraphical books. If I said that right, probably didn't, but that's what it is. Now I have another question, and this is a question for the dispersed, all of us being, no matter where we are. This is a question for everyone, and I'm talking about my brothers overseas, my brothers everywhere, where he said he scattered us. And the question is this: why everywhere you are, they are always trying to convert you to Christianity? Why? We don't want it. I don't want to get transferred or translated or convinced about this. You've had your run with the papal bulls. You've had your run with manifest destiny. I don't want this. And this is the awakening is no longer, and it hasn't been for quite some time now, just contained in the US. The awakening is worldwide. It's a worldwide thing, and it's actually scary. It's very scary. Not scary for me and not scary for you, fam, but it's scary for the heathen because they know it's time's up. They know. That's why they scared now. Do you think I care about Russia and the Ukraine? No, I don't. Think I care about Taiwan and China? No. Do you think I care about the one that they forgot, Iran and the so-called Israelis, India and Pakistan? It's go time for everybody. Matter of fact, that's outside. What about inside our borders? What about the Republicans versus Democrats? What about so-called blacks versus so-called whites? Everything's in play and nothing's off the table. Trust and believe that. But guess what? Difference between now and then, like I always say, difference between now and then is we not rocking with the Father through Christianity. We rocking with him because we know that we his heritage and he's ours. That's according to what the book say. Brothers just brought out precepts talking about we his heritage. Let me keep going. I'm gonna put you guys' comments up, but I'm gonna keep asking these questions because I still got 1,000 more. But if you ask Christians these questions, then they should be able to answer you, right? And this is a matter of record, right? So we've already established that Mashiach wasn't a Christian. Daniel, Isaiah, John, Matthew, they weren't Christians. They didn't call themselves that. Nowhere in the book was it written telling the people that they were that. So how did we get here? How did we get here? Well, we already said that Rome. Okay, so let me ask this. Did I ask that question? When you was booted out of Spain. When you was booted out of Spain during that time. And if you guys aren't familiar with the brother Benayah, somebody can drop their website in the chat. Brother do an excellent study and research on our people getting booted out of Spain. But when you were booted out of Spain, what did they call you? Did they call you Christian or did they call you Jews? I'm just asking. Because it seems to me that everywhere you are, they always try to go and convert you. And if they have not been successful at doing that, they either kick you out or run you out or kill you. But notice how even during this time, they weren't calling them Christians. They was calling them people, book people. They were saying, y'all Judah. Or they was using that phrase, we know Judah. Hey, thank you, sis. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'm going to throw that up. I see you. The Hebrews. Huh? Going back to that question. When you were booted from Spain, what did they call you? My brother, no. My brother tell Yash, no. They called you Jews. They didn't call you Christians. Why not? Because that goes back to what I said earlier. Because you wasn't Christians. So when did you become that? That dovetails right into the next question. Next question is, I'm going to hear the comments about, okay, well, what about the Eastern Orthodoxy? What about them? You talk to me about Eastern Orthodoxy. Are those our people? That would be the first question that I ask. Then we need to research those Eastern Orthodox people to see if they the people of the book, or who are they? Who are those Eastern Orthodox? Here go the answer to the punchline right here. Who booted you out of Spain? The Christians did. Huh. And they was calling you nigger and Jew at the same time. Huh? Yes, they was. They was calling you the N-word back then. And folks, here's a something. It's up to the individual if they're offended by a word or not. But I'll say this. The way that I look at that word, when I see that word, I just see Israelite. And that's the way I look at it. But the brother spot on, the Christians are the ones who booted you out of Spain. So if the Christian, let me see if I got this right now, E. And you can jump on any time, bro. If the Christians booted you out, the so-called Christians, they booted you out of Spain and you was called Jews. And they booted you out and sent you to where? West Africa, right? Or they sent you out. They sent you wherever they sent you. They dispersed again, right? So if you was Christian, how come they didn't let you stay there with them? How come? How come? And is that any different than today? Where you got these trumpets or maggots or magas or whatever they call them, that Republicans or Democrats, they're both the same. One is the left evil wicked side of the bird. The other is the right wicked side of the bird. You got a wicked eagle. That's what you got, right? But that's no different than today, folks. You got people calling themselves to be part of this broad gate religion, and their physicians are of no value. We got a show coming up about that soon. Physicians of no value. They don't know the book. The book wasn't given to them. But at the same time, they look at you, even though you say you're a Christian, and they look at you with this contempt. We had the show yesterday. If you didn't see the show yesterday, check that show out. The show, brother, you can drop the name of the show. I need to look up the show so I can be on the same page as what I'm talking about. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to videos. And if you look at this show right here, Wake Up Jacob, show that he brought to us yesterday, and a lot of the brothers jumped on the panel, and it was a bomb show. Check this show out because it lets you into the mind and the psyche of what not only we've been going through, but what is the mind of these people? What is their mindset and why they move the way that they move? And so I would recommend that everybody go back and take a look at that, right? That was a good show that the brother brought, and it was great to be a part of it. If I might say, it's always good to be a part of the other shows when I have time. I'll jump in and be a part of them. So let's get back to the get back. If I can get us back, let me stop sharing my screen for a second. And let's see here. I need to get to my questions. Okay, so no, we know who fits Deuteronomy 28. We've answered that question. Okay. Prior to the awakening, did the bywords have a heritage? Okay, that's a question. That's a good question, Brother Cleo. So prior to the awakening, did the bywords have a heritage? Now, who are the bywords? The bywords is the people of the book, and all of the names that they've come up with. You nigger, moon cricket, spook. Um, Gosh, I could keep going, but I think I named enough. Coon. I said nigger already, right? So they done made up all of these names for you. But prior to the awakening, did you have a heritage or culture? Did you? Prior to the awakening, did you have a culture? My brother just hit the nail on the head. Christians enslaved us for 1455 until now. So from 1455 until now, did you have a culture? Jigaboo. Afro Americans, African Americans, what are joggers, Canadians. They call you joggers. Yeah, they call you joggers because they're coming at the brother Ahmaud Arbery. He was a jogger. Colored, Christianity, Christian. That's another one. So, fam, prior to the awakening, did the bywords have a heritage? Yep, you the bywords. The bywords encapsulates all of the crazy names that they came with to describe us or to come up with ways to demean us. So prior to the awakening, prior to you being awake, you could put this on an individual level. Prior to you being awoke, did you have a heritage? Spook and now woke. See, Yash, see, you gonna get us banned, man. I already see that. You don't get it. You try. I see what you're trying to do. You trying to get us banned, huh, bro? Is that why you don't want to speak because you don't want your name to be banned? No, I'm just messing with you, y'all. But the brother spot on. Spoke and now woke. Woke is definitely a term. And what my sister, y'all hitting the nail on the head. That's why I rock with y'all. Black Lives Matters. Definitely one. Now, when they see these terms, you see that applies to whether you're Christian, whether you're Israelite, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Hinduism, whether you're atheist, you could believe on the man. You can believe in the man and woman in the moon. And guess what? They're going to still see you the same way. That's not going to change. Okay. Yes, we had a heritage. We are the people. That's correct. We had a heritage, but the heritage was taken from us. So we didn't have one. Now, reason why I'm saying that is that during our being a byword, yeah, we did have a heritage, but what did it take us? What did it do? What did we have to do? Well, we had to actually start reading a book so that we could actually get back to our heritage and our culture. See, while we were enslaved, like the brother said, since we've been enslaved since what is it, 1455? Since we've been running, actually we've been running since 70 AD. Since the destruction of the temple, we've been running around, going through turmoil after turmoil after turmoil. But since then, we haven't been able to really truthfully practice and worship how we need to and how we should be because we're not in our land. A, B, nobody really leaves us alone. They'll leave us alone for a minute and then they'll send us packing just like Spain did. So yeah, I know you hear me, sis. It was I know you get me, sis. I know you get me. So getting back to the question. So this awakening then is not only is it prophetic and it's biblical, but it's a really big deal. Why is it a big deal? Because it fits prophecy. And not only does it fit prophecy, but it was what the Father spoke of that he said he was going to do to us in Deuteronomy 28. So I'm going to ask a question. Put a one up if you call to mind, like how he tells us to call to mind in, and I'm going to bring it up. Deuteronomy 30, he says, call to mind. And I want to remind everyone to do exactly that. Call to mind what? I'm going to bring it up. Give me a minute. I'm going to bring it up and then I'm going to share my screen. Call to mind what? The blessings and the curses? Deuteronomy 30, right? I want that to get into our spirit person because we should be crying out to the Father every day, right? So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. So Deuteronomy 30:1, and it shall come to pass when all these things have come upon thee. So all of these things have definitely happened to us. We've seen the blessings and we've seen the curses, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Father hath scattered thee, and shalt return unto the Father, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I commanded thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 3, then the Father will turn thy captivity. So there's some things here that Israel should be doing individually and corporately. These things here. And this is why I'm always saying, hey, let's get back to Deuteronomy 30, because there's some keys here to unlock some things, right? We know it's all in the Father's time, and we're not going to push his hand. We're not going to force him to do anything, because there's an appointed time for everything that he has said that he's going to do. But if you look here, it says these are the things that we should be doing now, not next week, not pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. No, we should be doing these things now, right? So I'm going to split the implications, but I am going to ask this. We got two more sections to cover, right? First, I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to drop it in the chat first, right? I'll put it in there, and then we're going to post it up, and then we're going to answer the question together as a family. And you guys are going to throw me up a ton of precepts like you guys always do. So now that the earth has been awake and the heathen is looking at you and saying, wait a minute, these people saying that they're Israelites. We need to research this. And so because of that, uh, what are the benefits of claiming your heritage? And I should be able to see precepts. I should be able to see reasoning, logical reasoning. I should be able to see a ton of things. And I want everybody to participate. And if you come up with something great, but this is going to be edifying for the whole family. Okay, so start with Obadiah. Obadiah, beloved Israel, shalom. Blessed is the servant whom the Father, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Matthew 24:46. I'm going to have to look that up. Let's see here. Curses actually bonded us to the Most High Yah. The curse is meant to turn us back to Yah. Khan. That's right. That's right. Why did he say the blessings, and it shall come to pass when all these things have come upon thee, the blessings and the curse which I have set. But he says, call to mind, call those things to mind, and thou shalt call them. He's saying, call this stuff to mind. And like I always say, we know the curses forward and backward. We know 15 through 68, stone cold. I know every one of you guys can quote that, but we need to also be able to do both. I wish I can take credit, but it's not me. So I'm going to go back to the question that I asked. What are the benefits of claiming your heritage? What are the benefits of claiming your heritage? There's a number of benefits, but it also comes with a little bit of responsibility too. Because once you know better, you must do better. Right? Once you found out that that book was you, and that you can open that book and see yourself in that book, then you start moving differently. Did the church do that for you? I had a uncle. Matter of fact, I had a few uncles that were pastors of churches. And one of the phrases that they would say is, I'll say a sinner for lack of a better term. A sinner will go to church on Sunday and go to hell on Monday. And really what he was doing is he was summing up the whole of Christianity. Okay, so we got some precepts flowing through. I'm going to go ahead and click on them and read. Brother Mr. Thorpe says Luke 12:37. So you're going to make me go to it and get it. So go to it and get it. Quit being lazy, brother. See? Come on, man. Get the precepts, man. Come on. I'm gonna get it, Mr. Thorpe. Just bear with me for a second, brother. So you call Luke 12:37. So we're gonna bring it up. Luke 12:37 says, it's the book of Luke, chapter 12, verses 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you that he shall gird himself and make them sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Con. All praise to the Father. Thank you, Father. We got to give you thanks, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Praise your name, Father. Thank you. Over to our beloved Israel, Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people. Who is he talking about? You talk about the book people. You say the book people is a holy people, huh? Unto the Father thy Elohim. The Father thy Elohim hath chosen thee to be a special people. That sounds like a benefit to me. He chose you to be a special people. Not only did he call you holy, he said you're special on top of that. And he said, and not only he said you special, he said you special unto him. That precept with the precept that Smitty gave us about us being his heritage. He's saying this above all people, not equal to nobody. Stop marching for equality. You need to be marching for what you gonna take, what you gonna grab and earn and have and control. It's not about equality. He said right here, he said, you above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Get that equalness. I'm equal with you out of your mind. I'm above everybody on the earth. Now that doesn't mean I'm supposed to be running around boasting, right? But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, according to this precept, I'm above everybody. And that don't mean that I'm a black supremacist. No. What does that mean? Come on now. Shalom, brother. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, shalom, brother Cleo. Shalom,
What's good with
everybody
it?
in the chat.
What's good with it, man? Tell me something good.
Not much, man. I just want to chime in and let you know that I was enjoying everything. And when you get a chance, I wanted to share something real quick that I came across about the term Christian.
Man, I'm gonna stop sharing screen right now. Go ahead on and rock out. You got the floor, right? You got the control. It's you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go on mute.
Let me it's gonna be real brief.
Hey, man, rock out, bro.
I came across a brother on my page who he has a lot of information, a lot of books and stuff. And so this is what he sent me through the page.
Get it.
Christian, the origin of the term, the word Christianos was used twice in the Greek text as a device of scorn, since in the ancient world it conveyed a much different sense than it does today. And that's something we established already. The term Christian, or how it was used then and how it's used today. The use of the word Christianos did not name the sect, but it was a derisive, scornful label that meant they were like gullible, dumb beasts or cretins. The word Christianos, Latin Christianus, was a term of scorn traced back through a related word which history never revised. Cretin, a person afflicted with cretinism, slain, an idiot. French, cretin, from French dialect, deformed and mentally retarded person found in certain alpine valleys. From vulgar Latin, Christianus, Christian, human being, poor fellow. From Latin, Christianus, Christian. So this is just a source that he sent me dealing with this term, and it's kind of strange how when you look at it at the bottom there, it's sort of describing a person that's in a bad mental state. And so when you look at Christianity and the religion and everything that we seeing it's about, this is sort of the objective. And a lot of what we've been bringing out sort of confirms this as well. This was the true intent behind the religion, particularly for our people. It's to keep us in an afflicted state, to keep us in a deformed mental state spiritually, right? Because the whole purpose of it was to keep us subordinate and to keep another group of people superior, our enemies superior over us. So when you look at this term, it lines up symbolically with what Christianity has done with our people today. And so that's all I had with that.
That's actually bomb, bro. And I've seen this document before, I must say, and I got it somewhere in the catalog. But here's the thing, though, fam. What's interesting about this is that it also ties into the show, not only that you did yesterday, with the thought of how Christianity not only messed up us up, but the heathen is they toe up right now, fam. And not that I care about them, because I don't. But think about this for a second. Let's say that you have family members that's still in Christianity. Can you show them this and they will be able to understand where the origin of the term came from, what it really means? It's tied to the word Cretan, and how that's a very derisive term and how negative it is. That's why the book says it, not Cleo. They were first called Cretan Christian at Antioch, right? So this was a bomb addition to it, man. That's why I always say, if you brothers and sisters want to chime in, and of course, E, you know this your house, so you know that goes without saying. But at the same time, brothers and sisters want to chime in and be able to drop this information. I'm gonna put your precepts up when I see it, because that's what we do here. And so the brother came with a that's what I would call one of those Russian subatomic missiles, where they got 15 on one platform and they can shoot them out, and they can do all these different maneuvers and then hit their target. That was one of those. Christianity, yeah, and trust and believe this. This is a little bit of a warm up, and I know E gonna go in on tomorrow, but all of this is just warm up to what y'all gonna see on Sunday. Tell your family, tell your friends that a documentary is coming out for free, that's going to shed some light on everything that we've been believing up until this point, right? And what I say, what we've been believing in terms of Christianity. Right on for that, E. That was bomb, brother. Trust and believe, that was bomb. That was all the way bomb. So now we ask the question, what are the benefits? Stay on, brother. Don't leave. Don't go nowhere. Stay on.
Okay.
uh and Yash and Hal and Smitty. Smitty, you welcome to join too, brother. You know this your house. Matter of fact, this is everybody's house. Y'all can jump on anytime y'all want to. It's not your brother Cleo's home. This is y'all house. This the northern and southern kingdom's home. Matter of fact, we're gonna change it to from kingdom conversation to the northern and southern kingdom house, because that's what it is. That's how we rock out. So let me get back to these precepts. So let me see. Deuteronomy 7:6. I think we read that one, and now that's an awesome one. Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Books say we salt and light, right? So that the Father see your good deeds and glorify your Father, and so that they may see, so that the heathen may see, and the heathen see you, but the heathen see you, they like, man, they astonished. Wisdom of Solomon 5. And the wisdom of Solomon 5 people glorify when they see us. We glorify our Father in heaven, because we've been keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and we've been living according to what the books say, not according to what Christianity says. We haven't been living that way. We come out of that. We are called by his name. 2 Chronicles 7:14. We are his people. That's right. That's right. Claiming the heritage, drive the zigzag clan. The zigzag clan. I want a shirt with that on there. Hey, don't copyright that. That's property of salt of the earth. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see it. Let's keep it moving. So when we get back to the land, we will know what not to do because we went through the curses. You know what's interesting, and shalom, peace and blessings to you. What's interesting about that is Isaiah, where and this is just my opinion. I don't have any precepts to back it up, but there are going to be some people that get into the wilderness and they're going to be doing two things. One, they're going to be calling Mashiach out of his name. And then number two, they're going to be eating things that they ought not. Now, what that tells me is that you might even have some people who don't even operate the way that we do, but they're going to be doing those things. So that's just an opinion on my part that you may have some people that have no idea about what it means to be an Israelite. And they may be part of the second Exodus, or they may be going to the kingdom as well. So let's see here. Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. So I've read all of these. I'm going to read this last one. It's like knowing my heritage makes me feel like the prodigal son in Luke 15. This is from our good brother Hal. And good brother Hal, you can jump on if you got time, brother. It'd be good to hear from you. I remember and I know now who my father is. Yes, it's the northern kingdom, but it's also me and you, Khan. That and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, Hal, because that's an important component. First Peter 2:19, but ye are chosen generation. That's right. That's us he talking about. He talking about everybody in this chat. Listen, take this personal. Take this book personal. And I know you do, but take it personal. First Peter 2:19, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Ain't that something? You're a peculiar people. And that's why people come over here and say, hey, whatever you do, don't get with no akata. No akata. No akata. Akata, akata, akata. And y'all know who call us akata. Y'all all smart. I don't even have to tell you. You can call out to Christ to come back, huh? That's right. Yes, you can. Second Baruch 13:9. On this account had he aforetime no mercy on his own sons, but afflicted them as his enemies because they sinned. Man, that's cold, but it's right. Everything he do is right. Everything he do is right. And we deserved every bit of it. Point blank. Then therefore they were chastened that they might be sanctified. And so through the chastening, we got what? Sanctified. Huh? Don't get no better than that, fam. Don't get no better than that. So I'm not gonna read. I'll get back to the precepts. So now here's the question that I have. And here's two things that's gonna lead into something else. And one of the benefits for me personally, and I'm looking at this on a personal level, is it allowed me to draw closer to the Father once I was awake. It allowed me to draw closer to him. And then the most important thing, though, well, another important benefit, not the most important thing, but the book makes more sense now. Before you could read the book and the book was like, okay, yeah, I kind of get that. I kind of don't. Oh yeah, okay. That's fly on my over my head. That doesn't. It's not to say that I've decoded the whole book or nothing goofy like that. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is when I read the book, I get a better understanding of what I am reading. It becomes logical. It becomes practical. It becomes clear. Now, how is that revealed to me? Is that the Ruach working? And then how come the Ruach wasn't working when I wasn't awake? Or maybe it was. But right now the Bible hits different. The way I look at life hits different. Everything is different once you become awake. And this is going to sound crazy, but once you become awake, it's almost like being born again. If I could use that Christian phraseology, because nothing is the same. Nothing. It all becomes different. Everything. Okay, I see you, bro. But anytime you come on though, it'd be good to have you on, as I always say. So, fam, put a one up if the book makes more sense now that you know that you're an Israelite. And I've asked this question before, but I just want you guys to humor, brother, because this is going to dovetail into something else. Put a one up if the book makes more sense now. It becomes not only more personal, but out of all this time and wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, we was in derision. We was confused. We didn't have nothing. And folks tell us today, hey, you're trying to steal somebody else's heritage. No, we're not. Read Deuteronomy 28 and tell me who that fit on the earth. He said it will be for a sign and a wonder and upon thy seed forever. What that means is that you should be able to see who the people are on the book based on Deuteronomy 28. So I see a bunch of ones. One, but I'm not an Israelite. But, wait a minute, who said that? Where's that at? Did I see that? Was I? Okay, let's see here. That's one, but I'm not an Israelite, but it makes more sense. Khan. Hey, D man, you're welcome here, whether you're Israelite or not. You're definitely welcome here. I used to be so confused. Wait a minute, let's put that up. I need to be putting these up. I used to be so confused as to why the Most High kept giving the Ish more chances. Huh. And I'm not jealous of Ish, nor do I feel sorry for Ish either. I don't feel sorry for Amalek. I don't feel sorry for Ashkenazi. And guess what we're going to see when all of these wars and rumors of wars, they're not rumors, they're actually wars that are actually going to happen. We're going to see something fantastic that happens in the so-called Middle East that people aren't looking for to happen, and it's not going to fit their eschatology, and it's going to blow their mind. And guess what? Throughout all of these wars and rumors of wars, shouldn't the UA community and all of the so-called Christians be ready to get raptured up out of here? Shouldn't we be looking at the rapture now? I noticed that they done quieted down on the talk of the rapture now. But well, all these we're looking at so-called World War III, but America's been fighting against the world and conquering the world since they've been in existence. So we're probably on World War X right now. But that's a whole different conversation. But who's looking for the rapture right now? Shouldn't they be looking for it? Shouldn't they be getting ready to get up out of here, the Christians? Ask a Christian. Ask a Christian. I asked a family member, a dear family member of mine that a year or so ago, and that person haven't spoke to me since. Ralph Covert, I said, "Hey man, what's up with y'all rapture, man? Ain't y'all supposed to be getting ready up out there?" Brother ain't spoke to me since. Why you mad, bro? I'm asking about your religion, the broad gate. I'm just asking you a question. When y'all gonna be up out there? Okay, so now family. Now we gonna get into. Let's see. We gonna flip a coin. We either got spiritual implications or spiritual implications on the earth. Which one y'all want to tackle first? If you want to tackle spiritual implications, put a 1 up. If you want to tackle earth implications, put a 2 up, right? Because these are two areas that impact the world. You do know that everything that happens on the earth happens because of the Israelites, right? Y'all do know that, right? Them wars going on all over the earth is because the Israelites done away. And prophecy is being fulfilled before our eyes. It's on our behalf that these things are happening. It's on our behalf that these things are happening, not nobody else's. I see a bunch of ones. So y'all spiritual folks. I thought y'all was saved. Y'all talk about, he said 1 and 2. Brother Mr. Thor said 1 and 2. We got a bunch of ones in here. So I see a lot of ones. So we're going to rock on the spiritual implication side. So let's go ahead and do that, fam. So, yeah, let's rock out on the spiritual questions. So the question is, what are there's a whole list, but the questions start with this one. Okay. And I'm going to just run them down as I post them. So the first question is, what are the spiritual implications? I should have put these in complete sentences, so please forgive me. The question is, what are the spiritual implications of you taking on your culture and heritage? What are the spiritual implications behind that? And so, since that's the first question, I'm going to go to the next question. What are the spiritual implications of you taking on your culture and heritage? Right? And then the next question I have is, I want you to contrast these two things. When you're a Christian, let me see how I can phrase this, because I have it written twice here. And I think everyone's already answered that part of it. But contrast these two for me, family. Do this for me. Contrast being a Christian and claiming your heritage. Which one allowed you to see spirituality for what it really is? And what I'm going to do is, while you guys are putting some information in the chat, I'm going to type the question up so that it makes sense even to myself. Let's see here. Contrast these two. Let's say family there. Let's move that out. Okay. Put our eyes open. Or your heritage? That's the question. I want you guys to contrast these two as we're looking at spirituality. We're looking at spiritual implications, right? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at, sorry, fam, I was away from the mic. We're looking at spiritual implications, but I do want to ask this question, and then we're going to get back to what are the spiritual implications of operating under your heritage or claiming your heritage. Contrast these two family, and we've been doing that. So this is more or less not a hypothetical question, but it's a question I want you to think about. If you contrast these two, were your eyes open when you were a Christian or when you claimed your heritage? In other words, we talked about the Bible being open, but then how you moved about your life. How did you do that? Because now, like I said before, it's not only are you almost like you're almost born again, but the way that you move differently. So think about contrasting that in your mind. And I'm going to put up some of the precepts that people have came with a clear understanding of who our Abba is and who Yahusha is, and having much more intimate relationship and being a better servant. Khan, that's right. That's definitely what we would call a spiritual implication. Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge. Listen to that there. We don't have to worry about fighting white supremacy. We do need to put our hands to the plow, but he's our strength and our fortress. Let these Republicans and Democrats kill themselves. We stay out the way. Yeah, I said that. I did. Sorry. Let the heathen do what the heathen gonna do. Ukraine and Russia, that's two heathen nations fight. That's none of my business. Go ahead and have at it. Have fun. It's just hopefully none of our people get taken down in that. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. When I claim my heritage, uh, Yeah, when you claim your heritage, you need to get more of that, and then you drop that in, I'll definitely live. Okay, I see that. When I claimed my heritage, I was convicted, felt ashamed looking back at my past, and all I wanted to do was please the Father no matter what it took on. So it was a little bit more than just saying the sinner's prayer. It's a little bit deeper than that, right? Took it a step further. Where your spirit man or spirit person was actually convicted when you do foolishness, right? This is a good point right here. Take heed. As a Christian, I did not know who the Father really was. I kept praying to him because Christianity never taught him or his holiness. I was missing that. That's right. And that's LSC is his righteousness. Book says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Father and his righteousness, and all of these other things will be added to unto you according to his riches and glory. His righteousness is LSC, it's nothing else. That's all we got. If you doing and living LSC, you don't have to worry about nothing. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna have trials and tribulations, but man, you're gonna be ahead of the curve. You're gonna definitely gonna be way ahead of Christianity, way ahead. Why? Because you're doing the will of the Father. It's his will that we be LSC, otherwise he wouldn't have gave it to us. He gave that to Israel. Books say, y'all go give me that precept. He ain't dealt so with any other nation. And their judgments, they have not known them. Wisdom of Solomon 5 precept that I love Wisdom of Solomon 5. 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you be ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols. 1 John 3:22. I'm going to get that up, but I'm going to move on to the next question. So I'm going to ask this question, and the sister already answered it before I even put it up. You all, Diane Gardner Young, you need to get saved. I'm going to tell you that right now. You need to get saved. Okay, so as a Christian, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit or the Ruach HaKodesh were far away from me. After the awakening, I have a covenant with the Most High, HaMashiach, and Ruach HaKodesh. It's personal now, Khan. And now that was going to be part of my next question. Put a 1 up if you think the awakening came to you through the Ruach HaKodesh. Because there, in my opinion, there's no other way that the awakening could have come to you, knowing that all of our people are not all awake. So why were you chosen? Why were you chosen? Why did he choose you then? The Ruach HaKodesh revealed to you that you was the book. He said the book, the Ruach said, how good would you book? Beloved of the Most High, you book. Maria, you book. Yvette Rivera, you book. Michelle Y, you book. Yash, book. Katrina Brown, book. Zadak Yahoo, book. Ramona Wilson, Isara, D-Man, Linda Ricks, Mr. Thorpe. How did that, why was it revealed to you? Beloved of the Most High, 1 book. How was that revealed to y'all? How did you guys come to this knowledge? How and why? Devorah Cotton 21, good to see you, sis. He's been preparing me for this my entire life, huh? Why did the Spirit reveal that to you now in this time? Why? Many are called, few are chosen. Y'all the chosen people of this here book. Lion Warrior, y'all, 1. Athena Stevens, 1. Look at all these ones up in here. All these people saying, all these people, this is a testament against the earth. All these people in this chat room saying that the Ruach called them and told them that they was the book. The Ruach spoke in my spirit to pray and ask the Father because I kept disbelieving my brother trying to tell me who we were. I went through the same thing with one of my older sisters. And then 5 years later, after I revealed what I revealed to her, she say, "Oh yeah, I believe now because my best friend, she claiming she an Israelite." I started watching the camp on YouTube and it made my spine tingle because it was then that I knew we were the people of the book. Khan, and you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I say it all the time. There's gonna be one groups of individuals that's gonna have more people called to the kingdom than anybody, and that's the camps. I can tell you right now, nobody gonna lead the camps and calling people to the truth. Point blank. It's not gonna happen. Now, do I agree with the camps and their teachings? Any of them? No. Do I agree with some of their teachings? Yes. Do I speak against them? No. Because over here we don't speak against our people in that light because we don't give our enemies ammo, right? The Spirit revealed that to you that you was booked. A rhetorical question. It's almost a foolish question. It's a foolish question, brother. See you asking these people that know the book. Is what's the implication? What's the spiritual implication? Well, the Spirit got to reveal it to them. That's what it is. Spirit got to reveal that to you that you book. I can't reveal it to you. I can only share with you, just like all of you share with your family, share with your friends, share with your loved ones. Hey, I want you to check out these precepts because who we think our eschatology, our religion, our culture, our father, all of that, we've been fed a bunch of sideways things. But if you look at it from this lens, maybe this will help you to understand, right? Spiritual implications. What about your faith? Since you found out you book, right? Byword done found out that they book. How much stronger is your faith now? Tell me that's not a spiritual implication. Put a one up if you got stronger faith now. Faith coming by hearing and hearing by what? The word of the most high. That's book. You can go get me that precept if you want to. But how much stronger is your faith now? Huh? How much stronger is your faith? Tell me that's not a spiritual implication right there. Tell me I want to see a one if your faith is stronger now that you know that you book. Because we holding on to the Father. We not holding on to nothing else. We not holding on to America. We're not holding on to Donald Trumpets or Donald Trump, his real name. We're not holding on to no Joe Biden, Obama. What's that liar? The black one in South Carolina who's a mumbling, stumbling idiot that he's just a white man in drag, but that's a whole different question. So now, asking the question again, how much stronger is your faith now that you know that you book? Y'all all put a one up. All these ones I see, people that's believing and trusting the Father according to what the book says. My family thinks I'm crazy. Had a member tell me they were going to have me committed to an asylum. That's not funny, but it is because you are more in tune with what's going on the earth than anybody that's not awakened. And and being awake, they already say woke is a byword. When you say you part of the awakening, they gonna make the awakening a byword too. Notice the trend, family. They love to always make bywords and phrases and use phraseology. So that's sad to hear, but at the same time, it's good to hear because no, sis, you're not crazy. This is a worldwide phenomenon that's happening. This is the Father's words being fulfilled. It's not playtime. It's just his words being fulfilled. So Let's see here. One, D-Man says one, because I can see the awakening happening before my very eyes, Con. Appreciate that, D-Man. So we've talked about some of the spiritual implications. Let me see what this brother's saying. Brother Smitty, come to think of it, how can you truly have faith to move a mountain without being in the truth? And see, that gets into something that's near and dear to me, and that's the greater works. Because I love what Mashiach said. He said, greater works than these ye shall do. And he was talking about all the stuff that's contained in the book. The book also said they couldn't even write all the stuff the man was doing. So he was, not only was he the savior, he was doing something else. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But he was definitely doing something else, right? So I'm gonna keep reading these comments. Now they call themselves having an awakening too. Yeah. You notice this though. Here's also another narrative though for the Christians. They're waiting for this. Three things that they're always talking about: the rapture, waiting for them to go into persecution, right? Because they're going to be magically persecuted. Not to mention that you've been killing people all over the earth for the last 2,000 years and persecuting the whole earth and conquering the whole earth of Christians, right? Different conversation. We're not even going to go there. So that's two things that they're looking for. What's the third one, Brother C? Well, I think I forgot it. What's the third thing that Christians are always talking about? We talk about their persecution and their rapture, and when the third one comes to me, I'll remember it because I don't have it written down. So now they call themselves the awakening. Yeah, they're having an awakening. They're going right back to sleep. Shalom and blessings, dear sister Katrina. Hello, sister Katrina. Never thought in my wildest dreams I would live to see the day. It's the most beautiful thing my eyes have ever seen. All praise to the most, all praise to the Father. It is. It is. And you know what's also beautiful is that I haven't met any one of you in the chat face to face. I haven't gotten to shake your hand or hug you or anything like that, right? But you all are my family. And I look at you accordingly as such, right? So, and when we come together, when we have this is fellowship. You fellowship, you with your brother, your big brother, your uncle, your cousin C, your uncle C, your grandfather C, your cousin C, your nephew C. We're all together. We're family, and that's the way we look at it. And that's the way we should always look at each other. We shouldn't look at each other with a mean eye. I love all my brothers. I'm gonna say this on record. All my brothers who put out this truth, whether they be on YouTube, whether they be on the highways and byways, the camps, the churches that teach the truth. I love all my people, and I love the people that's in the church that's not teaching the truth. Why? Because my hope and in my heart is that they turn to the Father and that they turn to the law, statutes, the commandments, and they have faith in Mashiach according to what the folks that were asking that had the patience of the saints in Revelation 14. The Spirit revealed that in Christianity, we weren't worshiping in spirit and in truth. We weren't living LSCNL. Con, see? Check that out right there. We weren't worshiping it. It says those must worship him in spirit and in what truth? How you gonna be worshiping him in spirit and in truth? And you got Easter trees and Christmas eggs in your house. Where you celebrating Hallows Eve and Samhain Day. You celebrate St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day. How you gonna be in spirit and in truth? He's not in none of that. Not to mention, he looking down on us, Mashiach looking down on us right now. He like, well, Christian, what is that? I didn't tell you to do that. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. You prophesy in my name, you cast out this in my name, you did all of this, but I didn't know you. Who he gonna say that to? Huh? When we speak evil of our brother or sister, we are literally cursing him or her. Huh? Let's get back to the get back. Okay, so we talked about the spiritual, and I love talking about that with you all because a lot of times the so-called quote spiritual can get mystic and spooky, and a lot of people like to run away with it, like for instance, this ridiculous phrase. I'm gonna say it. This phrase, and please forgive me if I say it the way I say it is. Y'all know I need to get saved, but this phrase is ridiculous as hell, and I have to say it that way because that's how stupid it is. The phrase spiritual Israel. Can anyone find that for me in the book? If you can, I'll go with it. Please find me that in the book. Spiritual Israel. Matter of fact, should be line up on line, precept on precept. You should have not one precept, but you should be able to take me to two or three that connect and line up with two or three more, which connect and line up with four or five more, which connect and line up with six or eight more. Show me that in the book. Spiritual Israel. Somebody says not there. I don't believe you. Sade, I don't believe you. Brother E, you got something to add? Brother E, tell me where I can find spiritual Israelite. You a swordsman. Please tell me. E, if you're around, tell me where I can find spiritual Israel in the book. How? Yash, Rochelle, Katrina Brown, Obadiah Beloved, D-Man. Yash, help me. Yvette Rivera, y'all help me. Please tell me where I can find the phrase spiritual Israel in the book. Please. I need to see it. Linda Rick said it don't exist. Sister Rochelle says, no, I tried to find that mess when I was a Christian. Not in the book. Israel's bloodline only. Facts. I cannot tell a lie. Come on, Yash, man. Tell me something, man. Dude, give me anything. Come on. Brother E, you back, man? Brother E, can you do me a favor, bro? Tell me where I can find spiritual Israel in the book, because I know it's in there. Come on, bro.
Spiritual Israel.
Yeah. It's got to be in there. These people in the chat, they need to get saved because they saying it's not in there.
Spiritual Israel.
Spiritual Israel. They saying there's nowhere in there spiritual Israel. Yet you got a whole 45,000 talking about they replaced bloodline Israel with the people of the book. They replaced the people of the book that's in the book, that's all throughout the book, with a spiritual Israel.
I gotta say I gotta say I'm on the side of the chat with that.
Okay, well, you're going to have to type that up and put it in so I could put it up there then, because here's the thing. There's got to be something in the book for these people to hold on to say that it's a spiritual Israel. It has to be there. Come on now. Where is it? It has to be there. Where is it? Spiritual Israel. So there's no, okay, so put a one up if there's no such thing as spiritual Israel, fam. We'll just make it easy. And then we'll get into the implications on the earth. And then we could close out. Let's see. We can only be grafted in, but cannot boast against the natural. Con, D-man. I say con to what you just said. Say con to that. So we got a bunch of ones coming up. So, okay, so here's what I'm going to say to everybody that put a one up. All of y'all that put a one up, y'all know what I'm going to say before I even say it. This person says, how can there be a spiritual Israel when there's a bloodline for everybody? And listen, dude, you're saying something that flies over most people's heads right there. How can there be a spiritual Israel when it's a bloodline from Abraham, Isaac? And it's pretty obvious that that's the case, right? It's pretty obvious. So, fam, I see all these ones up. So I'm gonna say this. Yo, I'm gonna say this to all of y'all. Ain't none of y'all saved, because y'all don't believe in spiritual Israel like the Christians do. So I'm gonna say y'all need to go to y'all local church and get saved. Please go get saved, because ain't none of y'all believers in the book. If you're saying that there's no spiritual Israel, there's got to be a spiritual Israel. There's 45,000 different flavors of spiritual Israel, according to what the books say about Christianity, right? 45,000 different one of them. Charles Manson, yeah, Charles Manson. They worship Charles Manson. They do. So, okay, family, enough of messing with them. let's talk about some of the implications on the earth, right? Um, so once you discovered your heritage, what do you all think some of the implications on the earth are, right? I've got a couple to mind, but I'm going to type this question and I'm going to drop it in the chat. So just give me a minute. I'm going to phrase it this way. Some of the implications of the earth. Now that you have discovered your heritage. And there's a better way. There's a better way to ask this question. There's a better way to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it this way. And then I'm going to ask it the other way. Okay? So here's the question, fam. The question is this. What are some of, and I spelled it wrong. Sorry for that. I need to get saved. I know that. What are some of the implications on the earth now that you have turned to your heritage? What do you see on a personal and on a corporate level, global level, or however you see um, that that is implicating what's happening on the earth? Israel. I can say that I can say that the awakening has done this one thing, and it's like giving y'all not a lifeline. Let's see, paste that in there and put that in the chat, and then we'll show that. So, what's happening because of the awakening, or because we start turning back to our culture and heritage? The dominoes of prophecy are being fulfilled, and we're able to understand those dominoes being fulfilled as the shoe drops. It's like we've been ahead of the curve in the understanding of what's happening from a prophetic standpoint. And you can listen to the different Israelite prophets, or those that bring their opinion or bring fact when it comes to what the book says about prophecy, and it's very spot on. I mean, we was talking about the 400 year in 2016, 2015, 2016. We put the documentary series out. And so we had no real idea that we knew it was going to break out, but we had no idea how close we were. I know I didn't, but for what we're seeing right now, you can feel it in the air that we're not going back to Kansas. We're in a different place now with the earth. So one of the most critical things is prophecy being fulfilled. The plagues are definitely here and real. That's another one. This all relates back to the awakening. You can tie all of this back to the timing of the awakening. The Father's awesome, and his timing is impeccable. It's absolutely awesome, and his timing, not my timing, not your timing, his timing is impeccable. Brother Yah, 2 Ezra 9:15, I have said before and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Man. Woo. Sorry for you. How they say? So sorry. So sorry. That's not me. And am I sorry? Well, I'm sorry and I'm not sorry. Actually, to be honest with you, I got to keep it a buck. Man, I don't care what happened to the heathen whatsoever. And is that sad commentary? Well, I got a lot of growing to do. I must say that. But really, I'm focused on Israel first. When Israel get their shit shot, group tight, When Israel gets their shot group tight and they start operating the way that they should be operating, then we can start reaching out and start ministering to other people. But until then, I have no intentions of, unless the Father tell me to reach out to anybody outside of Israel. Right now, my sole focus is Israel and Israel only. I'm not concerned with anyone else. Implications on the earth, Second Chronicles 7:4. I'm gonna get that, brother Hal. Let me get that for a second. And for those of you who are moderators in the chat, if you see somebody going sideways, then you guys know what to do. If somebody's coming in and being respectful and not being disrespectful, then they can say and post whatever they want. But if anybody gets out of line, we don't play that here, and we will run you out of town. That's how it is here. So, we got Second Chronicles 7:14. We'll bring that up. Chronicles 7:14. It's the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14, and it reads, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways." There's some stipulations here. So he's asking us to, first of all, he's talking to a specific people. He's talking to the book, number one. And then he said, humble themselves. We have to be humble, come out of him humble, and then pray. After you pray, then you seek his face. That's the fourth thing. Then lastly, after you seek his face, turn from your wicked ways, stop sinning, stop doing wicked stuff. Then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and heal their land. Khan, thanks for bringing that, brother. It's good when we read from the book. It's good to read from the book. Somebody go get that first. Faith coming by and hearing, and hearing by what? The word of the Father. Reading this book. You hear this book and get into your spirit, man. Huh? First Baruch 4:24. Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they shortly see your Yahushua from our Elohim, which shall come upon you with great glory. Khan, I'm looking forward to that. And I believe I'm going to be around to see that. And I'm not sure why I believe that, but I've always believed that I will be around to see that. Another cause and effect, because we're talking back to what are some of the implications on the earth. And so this is another implication on the earth. Famine. Yep. Wars and rumors of wars, the stuff that's going on right now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay. And after we do that, then we should have no more interruptions on somebody coming in and saying things that they should not, right? So we're just going to do that. Just keep it simple and keep it moving, right? Okay, so let's get back to the get back. So you guys understand the famines. There's famines. There's the plagues, and go back and look at the 400-year series because I think we did a pretty good job of outlining what's going to be fall the Western construct, right? And it will behoove us to draw near to the Father as best we can with what He's given us with our abilities, and we draw near to Him and do His will and not our own, right? It amazes me that the heathen and some of our people are in denial of the prophecies taking place every day upon the earth. Yeah, here's what you should do. If for a Christian or somebody that believes in that particular paradigm, because after going through this lesson, you can share that with them and ask, okay, so what's the difference between our heritage and the religion of Christianity? And they're not compatible. I've heard and seen people on different chats and in different rooms talk about they are Christian, but or that there's some sort of believer, but at the same time, they're still holding on to Christian tenets. Like for one, and I'm going to put this out there because this is one that I've been thinking about: speaking in tongues. If you're speaking in tongues and you've got no one to interpret, what exactly are you doing and who's being edified? Just because you said scuba da bada, what does that mean? You should have bought a Hyundai, really? Okay, so tell me what that means, and don't say it to me. Keep saying it to me every time you in Sunday worship. Should have bought a Honda. Should have bought a Honda. Huh? Okay. I don't. Was it should have bought a Honda or should have bought a Hyundai? Okay, so you had your choice. Why not buy a Ford or what's that mother a Lexus? Why you want to buy a Hyundai? I mean, you didn't have no interpreter, so I'm assuming that's what you're saying, right? According to the book, you should have somebody who, if somebody speaking in tongues, they should have an interpreter. But I see all these TV shows and all these shows where people hopping up and down speaking in tongues, and ain't nobody nobody's able to interpret the prophecy to edify the church or edify the people that's there. That's what it's for, right? Anyway, I done got off track, fam. I'm sorry. I went completely off the rails. Second Ezra 9:13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Check that out right there. Whose the world is and for whom the world is created. Khan. Listen to that there. Check that out. Check that out. Because I'm not really concerned with what's up with them. My focus is on our people. Whatever's going to befall them, Father, have at it. Do what the books say. Pour for her and them, and all the Psalms 83. Pour for them double, Father, please. Pour for them double. Let them have everything that they got coming. Meanwhile, we over here, we focusing on Israel. How the righteous shall be saved. How the righteous shall be saved is not by saying no sinner's prayer. Talking about you saved. That's not it, folks. That's not it. And we all know that's it. I'm speaking in rhetorical terms, but that's not it. We know that's not it. Most High woke you up, D man. That is a blessing. We will never turn our backs on those come to us acknowledging and embracing the truth. That's right. D man is welcome to be here. D man is welcome to be here. And again, no disrespect to anybody. And if I do come off that way, that's just the way that I am. And I don't hate any group of people because our people have never been taught how to hate. Our people have been always taught to go along to get along. Our people has always been taught if you go along to get along, then maybe you'll be accepted. Huh? Go along, get along, gang, then they accept you. They won't bear down on you as hard. Huh? Well, there's a different generation about now, and that generation could get a hot flip about going along to get along. They want what's ours. This new generation and the generation after that, all praise to the Father. They want what's ours. And I happen to be, I don't know, I'm an old head, of course, but at the same time, I'm nothing like any of the old heads. Well, there's a lot of old heads waking up now too, though. So, but there's a lot of old heads that have always walked in some of the ways and tenets how I walk, right? Because I don't walk like that I'm beneath anybody. And it's not to say that I'm not humble. I'm not saying that. But I never approached myself that anybody was above me. I don't care what race there was. You're not above me. Because quiet as kept, the Israelites is the sharpest people on the planet. So I'm going to read a couple more of these comments we actually went over today, but I'm actually glad we went over because we covered a lot of ground. People want to hold on to their worldly ways. That's correct. Let's see. You're speaking in tongues, trying to be seen. Yeah. Yeah, you got, okay, so this is how I used to break down the church, right? Okay, so you got the entertainment with the praise and worship, and that's not a bad thing because you go throughout the whole earth. Can nobody praise and worship like Israel? And that video that the lesson that he did yesterday, y'all please go back and watch that because that's gonna shed some light on what we're talking about. Nobody can praise and worship. So you got the concert when you go to church, you got the concert. Then after the concert, you got to pay the admission for the concert. And not only are you paying for the admission of the concert, you got to pay for the pastor so he can get up there and crack jokes and be a funny guy, but he's not going to really teach you nothing about the book. That's going to be edifying, right? And then you get to see the different spectacles of people either speaking in tongues or doing some outlandish things, right? So really, if I was to go, and I always say to my rib, hey, we should go to church. And then let's go there and see who laugh first so that we can run out of there. Because really, it's really a bunch of entertainment. That's all it is. It's not based on anything biblical. And no, the day of worship is not the Sabbath. The Sabbath is a day of rest. So you can't use that one against it. They used to always throw that against it. Sound is tingling brass. That's correct, sis. That's all it is. So fam, listen. I've exhausted myself, and uh, I'm gonna get offline in a second. But I do want to say it was a pleasure speaking with you on this particular topic. And we're not done with this topic because, like I said, there's a neutron bomb coming to the earth, and it's called the documentary on supersessionism. So, fam, it's been great working out with you. I enjoy you all and love you all. Brother E, I'm going to let you give the last word, and then we're going to close out, man.
Yeah, I just want to say shalom. I enjoyed this. Thank you for having me on. Shalom to everybody in the chat. And one of the main spiritual applications is having our heart circumcised so that we can serve the Most High freely. And so with that, I want to say shalom. Everybody be blessed till we meet again next time.
Okay, and don't forget the brother's going to be on tomorrow. At what time? 12E? You want to give a heads up on what you're going to be working them out on?
It'll be Friday afternoon.
What's
I'm
today,
going to be
man?
dealing with many are called, but few are chosen.
Oh, okay. I might have to jump off for a little bit of that. Oh, he pushing some buttons. What's today, bro? I keep thinking today is Thursday. Today's Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday.
Okay, so see, I'm
It's your
way off.
day, man. I don't know how you forget that.
Hey, listen, man. I'll be do- I'll be focused so much on work, man. It'd be like, okay, let me see. I gotta do this, that. I gotta do this, that. So that's why I'm messed up. So I'm gonna close out with the brother's word. Peace and blessings, family. And this has been another Salt of the Earth Productions. Everybody, it's like